Alright, so I'm going to jet off to another video, or at least in this case fly off on a prop-driven metro liner to another video, so I can't take the Land Rovers with me. I've decided I'm going to do two videos here. One is going to be the behind the scenes, which is of the normal style you guys would expect to see from me, and another one that is much more documentary style, hopefully has a bit more professional polish on it. That one's mostly going to be aimed around the Armed Forces Museum that I volunteer for. But I thought I'm going to compress all my B-roll and all the behind the scenes, exactly, stuff like that, mistakes, and behind the scenes stuff, into another video that might be more normal as per my channel. So firstly, I get a bit of extra content out of it, and secondarily, it's a bit more what people would like to see. So there's been a whole bunch of research in the background to this video. And there's a whole bunch of bits and pieces around the museum. We'll cut to those clips in a moment. And a whole bunch of outtakes as well. And on top of that, I also need some additional equipment. I bought a DJI Neo recently, which I want to take with me because it's small and compact, and I can get it on Metroliner planes, which are limited on weight heavily. And it was supposed to work with a controller that my Air 2S uses, but it doesn't, so I've got to get a new controller. Thank you, DJI, for being indistinct about that. Now, of course, I live rural, so there's only two places in town that have anything to do with drones. Neither of them deal with DJI anymore. So the nearest place is about 3 hours away. And that's if I take the rail, which is going to go at about 130 k's an hour. So that's the fast way. Anyway, I clear out an entire day just to go and get a controller for this drone to make the packing very lightweight, so I can take a drone with me. And it may be thunderstorms and I may not be able to film drone shots, I don't know, but I'm hoping to get some shots. We do have a high car for the day, so if it is hotter than expected, I'll have air conditioning, which helps with the multiple sclerosis. And a whole bunch of this is an unknown. The whole project basically is to go over and get some photos of some gravestones, and I've turned it into a documentary since I've been there. We have one night. We're flying in early the first day, staying the night and flying out on the late plane the next day. We're staying 2 nights in the city near Essendon Airport. So I got to make the seconds count when I'm over there. So I'm trying to do as much as I can ahead of time. I'm going to be taking one GoPro, my phone, and the DJI Neo, because it just gets complicated with the lithium batteries. There's not a lot of room in the cabin of a Metroliner, and I've got to carry the batteries on my person, so I can't carry a whole bunch. I'm already going to have a couple of laptop batteries while I'm there as well. It's going to get to be a tricky filming session. I also noticed that the lighting around here shows off all the wrinkles. I'm getting old, guys, and a bit of grey hair coming up as well too. I guess this channel is going to turn into a time lapse of my hair going grey. I blame the kid. Now, I apologise for not using screen capture here, but Monday the 17th is as far as we can go on the extended forecast. Looks like thunderstorms and the leading week beforehand. If I'm lucky, that's a band that will pass and it'll move along, and we will be hopefully on the tail end of that. Anyway, I'm at the editing desk, so I might as well throw in some of the B-roll clips for some of the stuff I've already recorded, and I will fill this in as I go. This is definitely a behind the scenes, this is how the video is made kind of thing. So we'll wing it, see how we go. And I have some people in voice chat to talk to me about this very thing right now. There isn't a lot of good information. Well, if you get into the community and you make some phone calls, which I already have, you find that there is sort of a hidden collection of videos of King Island out there that's just not been very well put on YouTube or on the internet. Not a lot of keywords attached. Unless you know it's there, it's hard to find. So I'm currently digging up all of that stuff. And so information comes in drips and drabs. It's hard to sort of plan ahead for this. So we'll do what we can, and yeah, enjoy some B-roll clips from stuff I've already done. Right, today we're doing a video from the Gippsland Armed Forces Museum, and we're in the RAF section. Atypically for me, I'm ex-army, I don't always do RAF stuff, but today we are on a bit of a mission to go and find the graves of some airmen that were lost in a Beaufort out on King Island. So hopefully we can bring back down this wall here, thank you to Rick and the museum, we are building a collection of photos and gravestones of all the airmen that were lost here, and we're looking for a couple of specific ones. Namely, I have to find them, they're on this wall somewhere. Alright, so we found two here. We're looking up the official information. These two, on the same day, I think they crashed off the shore, 3 miles off King Island. I don't think they're the ones we're looking for. But down here we have crashed at Curry Aerodrome, which is where we'll be. And this is, I forget the name, Flying Officer Edwards anyway, in the 11th of the 7th, 1943. So that's one. And so we've got a few more to find. We'll get the official information. We'll put the names up in a moment. Now this little area down here off the base of Victoria between King Island is almost like our little Bermuda Triangle almost. There have been a few air losses out here, including one where there was a pilot that reported something overhead that didn't look like an aircraft, and then he lost contact and we never saw him again. So there have been some interesting losses here. Now, there were 4 killed on the 11th of the 7th, 1943. I think this was Beaufort A9-352. I think this is what we're looking for. These, I think they hit the water 3 miles off the King Island. I think this is the ones we're looking for, these guys here. We're just getting it correct. I'm going out to do the filming, and our expert, Rick Hanning, he's the one that knows exactly what he's after. So going down the list here, we have Beaufort A9-352, crashed and destroyed by fire 1.5 miles from King Island, Curry Airfield. That is exactly the one we want. So it is A9-352 is, we're looking for the grave sites. They were buried on the island. The remains are there, so that's what we're going to find. Alright, so we have the official records here, and it looks like the pilot Harold Roy Snell, John Alexander Kalea, Clarence Melville Lisu, Neville William Allen Edwards. Right, so these are the 4 we're looking for. Now, one of our main resources for this is Tony Clark's book called Remember Them. We do sell these at the museum. He's done a limited number of them, but they are an invaluable resource for stuff like this. We have quite a library full of books like this, and there's just information all over the place here. There's so much more in here. You can spend days researching stuff like that here. Among part of the museum's collection is this Beaufort cockpit. This is currently under restoration. We're replacing some of the sides with acrylic here so that you can see actually how things would work. Alright, so another step in the behind the scenes. We're off to the city to go and pick up a controller for the Neo drone, which is going to be necessary for the documentary. The apprentice is coming for a day out, and yeah, it's going to be another 8 hours of travel. So we have purchased, finished at DJI. Now we're going to find a meal, and we've got a little bit of time to kill. Okay, we are back. I have stuff, and it was a long day. But we have our RCN3 controller. We know it works. We tested it. We have a spare battery. That means I can use this, and this is a nice little compact kit to take over and still get better flexibility with the drone. And I have my set of filters. So this is a whole day, and this is just one element for a little bit of B-roll in that documentary. So I hope you appreciate the documentary when it comes out. There will be more. We're going to do more behind the scenes, so we'll cut to that when we get it. For now, enjoy a bit of B-roll, and if I haven't already put it in, and we'll be back with the next behind the scenes bit. So it's just before 7 in the morning and I'm off, and hopefully we'll be able to find some space. I'm beside the road here. Hopefully we'll be able to find some space outside military airspace to test this drone and to test the tuning parameters I've put in, and I'll do my appointment while I'm there as well. You might be asking, why am I not driving to all of these things? Well, my vehicles use a lot of diesel, and public transport in this area is insanely cheap. This whole day is going to cost me $5, so I definitely appreciate that. Okay, so the bus doesn't go to the station this morning. I'm legging it. I'm half a kilometre away and I can hear the train. I'm probably not going to make it. Alright, I can hear it rolling into the station. Definitely not going to make it. Fortunately, there's a seat right here. It's close. She's rolling in now. Alright. I think I know where I can get something. Alright, so I'm just now hearing the train leave. They were a few minutes early and they stopped at the platform. Waited to the allotted time before leaving, which is what they're supposed to do. Right now, I'd be stepping on that train. Anyway, plan B is only 10 minutes away. We should make that. Alright, plan B. A few less wheels, but we'll get there. Rail works on the line. That's pretty cool to see. Alright, I gotta get back on the bus. So it turns out backup plan stops at the train station anyway, so I could have just kept walking. You live, you learn. Alright, he was kind enough to let me off at the station. Got some goodies. Alright, so it turns out that the transport's free over in November. So yeah, it's a free trip. Didn't even cost me $5. Alright, I need myself a chemist and probably a few other things. Let's go see what we can find. Alright, sorted my blisters. Got some fresh socks. Apparently the ones I had were malfunctioning. Over there is somewhere I can fly a drone, and we're outside military airspace. I need to explain that actually. Normally I can fly my drone where I live on a weekend when the airspace is closed, provided there's no NOTAMs issued. Today is a weekday. I won't have enough time before I need to be flying out to film this documentary, and I've done some tuning changes to the Neo's cinematic profile. So I needed to get outside that military airspace range, which is considerable, and fly the drone. Here we're just in between two airspaces, so I can fly it around here. I also have to be up this way for my neurologist appointment anyway, because I have multiple sclerosis. So that stuff keeps me busy. Anyway, let's get across the road. We've got about an hour and a half to kill. Okay, we have our drone up, but I'm looking at a shutter of 1/200 and an ISO of 400. So we have these filters here. We might go up a filter and see what that does to things. So let's have a look. What have we got on at the moment? We have the ND16 polarizer on. These have got some greasy fingerprints on them. Let's take a look at the ND32, see what it does to things. ND32, see if exposure comes down a little bit. Alright, our ISO is definitely a little better. Alright, so we're looking pretty good. We might take off and go for a fly here. Let's see, let's go prop check. Alright, off we go.
Take off. Home point updated.
It's nice to be able to get some real altitude, more than about 30 meters. Alright, let's go sport mode.
Triple sensing unavailable. Fly with caution.
Okay, sport mode gets us up there. Let's get up about 50 meters, is going to be enough. Go back to normal mode. Okay, so let's just go hard over the stick as a pan. In normal mode. We're very quick. Okay. Oh, there's my polarizer. It's in that direction. Okay. So let's go cinematic mode. Let's see what happens here. Let's go. Oh, that's hard stick over. That's about perfect. I had ChatGPT work out these settings. That's nice. Okay. What about my gimbal? Gimbal's perfect. Got a bug on the phone. Get off. Get off my phone. Okay. Now I don't know what my settings are. Okay, so gimbal speed is nice and cinematic. That's beautiful. Okay, that's going to make for some really easy cinematic shots. This actually looks kind of nice. Yeah. That was worth tuning. With this, actually might make it a little safer to fly through obstacles like this. See if we can pop our way through here in a smooth shot. Oh, beautiful. Watch the tree. Watch for pedestrians. Yes, it was worth doing the tuning, and it's worth having a bit of practice session. This should make the documentary a lot better. Even though it's only going to be a couple of minutes of B-roll, I would wager. Maybe this might mean a bit more drone footage. Okay, so I'm going to pack up the controller now. I'm not sure how well the audio's come through. I set it to do like just the normal level of noise cancelling, not the ultra, because in my experience it sounds pretty crap. But it'll be good. So we've got that there. I do have my spare battery for this, so I could fly it again, and I will have a couple of hours this afternoon, again after my appointment, to try again with anything I might have looked at. And I have the one thing that I do appreciate having the controller. I can cache the video stream to the phone, so if this thing lands in the drink, I still have the footage, which would be really nice, especially when it's like I've only got one shot at it. So this might have been worth it. I'm going to get some breakfast now, because I've had a Mars bar and a cup of tea. That's been my entire breakfast the whole morning, and it's now nearly 10 o'clock. So there's a Macca's, also known as Mickey D's if you're a Kiwi, or McDonald's if you're like a true blue American. They have USB charging ports, and this charges from USB-C, so I can probably sit there and top up that battery. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, food acquired. I do need a new bag for the trip. This little hydration pack I'm carrying around here is definitely had the gong, and the day pack that of my wife's that I was using, it's had the gong and she's got rid of it, so probably need a new bag as much as I don't want to spend the money. Let's see what we can find. Alright, one of these should do the job. Right, found a new bag. Alright, got myself a new bag. Not a bad deal. Paid about 26 bucks or something. I know the dude down at Aussie Disposals down here, known him for a long time, and he always looks after me. So yeah, not bad. There's another one I looked at, but it was about 70 bucks and didn't quite have that on me today. Alright, next up, hospital. Alright, hospital's over there. I had about 20 minutes to kill. I'm going to have some electrolytes. You know what? I reckon they probably need to mow some grass through here. It's a little bit on the long side. Alright, shortcut for the win. Bus driver did ask if I really wanted to get off at that stop. And I said, yeah, sure. It saves me from a half a kilometre walk. Alright, now we wait. Got about 10 minutes. Alright, urologist done, JC virus negative. That's really important because I get stuff called Tysabri, which if I get JC virus, it'll get into my brain and I'll basically become a veggie and it'll be incurable. So that's very good. Book in for another 6 months, neurologist happy with me. I'm still walking, making the best of my mobility. So I'll continue to do that. I'm going to need to crack another one of them electrolyte tablets though. These cramps are a little bit much. Alright, now I've got 10 minutes at a bus stop. Gonna hang around here, back to town, then a couple of hours in town, then another train, then another bus, and then I'll be home. Okay, scratch that plan. I forgot I have to see the oncology and book more appointments or I'll miss my slot. Alright, that's dropped off. Then we walk to a different bus stop and wait another 10 minutes. Alright, so I spent 20 bucks at my famous roast restaurant, or my favourite roast restaurant. How's that for an outtake? I am very full. I need a rest. I need to lay down. Somewhere around here should do. Alright. Resting spots. Oh, time to deal with the blisters. Oh, much better. Alright, rest time over, we're on the move again. Nice freshen up with public tap there. Makes a world of difference. It is on the upper limit of temperature that I can tolerate with this sort of stuff, so I'm making the best of it. Now, actually I'm not far from where Pierre normally works, but he's on holidays at the moment. So I can't see him, but I can put the drone up, go for a fly. If I can sneak on the other side of the river somehow. I have to do a little bit of work. I'll figure this out. You know, I remember once upon a time this river used to run clear. Now I have seen this entire underpass full to the water right up to the underside of this concrete here, and flowing very fast when that river floods. First time I think in my entire life I've actually walked under here. I really need to be over that side of the river. I don't know if there's a way to get over there. You know, behind here there's actually a really nice little stop. It's a little jetty of sorts over the river. This would 100% go under the river, or under water when it floods. Okay, there's a spot I've been trying to get a good look at for years, and it's just outside the air exclusion zone. I might try and put the drone up if the Carawang doesn't have anything to say about it. See if I can get a couple of aerial shots. If nothing else, I'll be able to get a look just vertically above here. So let's see what we can do.
Take off. Home point updated.
That's what I was looking for. The old turntable up here.
Battery level is low.
Really?
Aircraft will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
Battery swap time.
Return to home.
I have the not charged battery on. I gotcha. Come on back, dude. Get into the court. Come here. Okay. Over this way. Come back to me. Alright.
Battery level is low.
Go forwards a bit. Settle down. This is much easier to control with a controller. Yes, we know strong wind. I'm aware of that. So what we want to do is stop our recording and get some stills. Let's see, with a bit of wind, we can get a nice gentle pan around here. Wind is throwing it around a bit. That's alright though, that's pretty cool. Alright, let's go normal mode again. Increase in altitude a bit. So we can fly into the wind a bit. It's not making much headway in this wind. Alright, I think we're going to go and land her back down. Oh. We're going to bring her back down. She's definitely tilting a lot in this wind. I think it's exceeded our wind limit. Which is why generally fly a drone into the wind, not with the wind when you're moving away from yourself. Because you can run into this exact scenario in which your drone cannot outcompete the wind and you can't get it back. I watched, before I flew a drone once, I watched a bloke fly it out over the ocean and yeah, the wind changed, he couldn't make it back and he ran out of battery. And the thing landed in the ocean and all he had left was a cached file on the controller. So the two things I learned from that is the best thing is to have a cached copy on your controller, but also don't fly with the wind when you move away from yourself. So this little drone is especially important. The 𝙆𝙤 that I've got, it's got a bit more horsepower. It can deal with the wind better. Let's bring this right back, pull her up a bit, and we'll land on my hand.
Ding.
There we go. Alright, I'll save a little bit of battery for round the back. Right, definitely fighting the wind still. Let's see if we can...
Obstacle sensing unavailable. Fly with caution.
Alright, we're in sport mode. Definitely fighting that wind. Wonder if I can get the train leaving. I have not seen a velocity come into that platform before. It's very interesting. Hope that's not the one I plan to get. Alright, time to go over the lift in the concourse and go home, finally. Yeah, I've never seen one pull up there before. And good, the other one wasn't mine, it's going a lap. That one's going here, doing a lap. So it's going, terminating here, going back to Melbourne. wish they'd put like a viewing window in this mesh. That'd be really nice if they would. Now these are the lifts you can't sneak past. Now motion sensor for the call on them. And they're the most Aussie lifts you've ever heard. Like, oh, look at this and listen to this.
Doors closing.
Okay. Down we go.
Platform. Doors opening.
Okay. Well, see what I mean when they talk about old velocities. I guess they've been in service a while. My brain still thinks these are the new ones that replaced the N class, but clearly they've been around a few years. They hit a few things too by the looks. Yeah, I kind of pushed too much. That blister got quite bad. There's a big pus-filled sac. Normally I wouldn't pop that, but I have those big padded giant band-aids I got earlier, which can substitute for the skin. That just helps stop it getting a little bit larger, hopefully. But yeah, it's going to be some discomfort for the next few days. Alright, nearly home. We are home. And we're home. Alright, I'm back at the desk. I am so tired I can't remember where my desk light switch is. Or any of those. It's been a really long day, and it's been several really long days. So enjoy the product of my efforts if I have not already posted it. If I have, we'll move on. This is a behind the scenes one. I don't know how long this is going to be. It's probably going to be very long as I'm mashing in all my behind the scenes stuff. Don't know how it's all going to get edited. It might be 3, it might be 1. I don't know how many videos this will become, but we'll see how we go. Catch you in the next clip. Okay, so another day, another trip back to a train station. This time we scored a last minute trip in a steam train that is period correct to the documentary. So we're going to try and include that. I've got to take all my gear, got to repack stuff again, and I've got to get the mini drone out just in case I get a shot at that. It's going to be an interesting day. Alright, we're just about to take off, and looks like it's going to be a lovely filming day. Yeah, I think by the time we get there, we'll be on the other side of the rain band, hopefully. Alright, we're on the road. Does not look like it's going to be a good day for filming. But, see how we go. Alright, the rain is clearing a little. Got about an hour. See how this works out. Alright, probably going to miss this bit. Come on, Aussie lift. Get us up there.
Concourse. Doors opening.
Alright, we're on track to get a good shot. The V-line's in the way now.
That's just traveling through.
Alright, might get our view back. Steam train. Here we go. With this as well. Okay. Are you recording? Okay. I've got that. Let's do our time sync. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's get this. Before they took to the air, much of Victoria travelled by steam rail, including those young airmen going to 102U in Sale. Am I still recording? I'm not. Okay, now we're going to get somebody in the back.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. I got 20 seconds of script and I'm good. It's all good.
Just 20 seconds.
Okay, now, got your head and frame?
Yep.
Cool. Train in the background?
Actually,
Yeah, go.
I'm changing my pose to here.
That's right, thank you. In wartime Victoria, much of Victoria travelled by steam, including the young airmen that travelled to 1 OTU in East Sale. I've screwed that up. Hang on. In wartime Victoria, much of Victoria travelled by steam, including the young airmen that went to 1 OTU in West Sale. With the help of Steam Rail Victoria today, we're going to walk in their footsteps and follow in for the first leg of our journey by steam rail.
I got B-roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll have your Melbourne service on platform 2.
Alright, found a spot. Atypical of young aircrew travelling to 1 OTU. We're travelling in first class today, but we decided we wanted some comfortable seats. Alright, we got our B-roll and now we're just waiting on a return train to get back to the vehicle, and we'll be back on our way. $50 for 10 minutes, but it was fun 10 minutes. There's some people out here having a bit of a good time with the beer bottles too. Right, return trip is just a little bit quicker than a steam train. Like a lot quicker. Okay, B-roll filming complete. We're gonna head home. Alright, we're back at the junk pile that is my desk, downloading yet more footage for the cuppa. Alright, there'll obviously be more in the behind the scenes, so that'll be where you'll find this. Alright, we're at the packing stage of the trip for King Island, and I have all my lithium batteries in here, which shockingly is only about 3 kilos worth. Mini drone, a couple of changes of clothes, and just some bare basics, including a laptop, which I think is under there. And I'm almost at my limit. I've got 15 kilos in here, plus additional 6 in that. And I've still got a couple of things to throw in, so that means no tripod, no extra cameras. It's going to be GoPro, phone, and mini drone. Hopefully we can get some good footage out of it. That will do 4K 30, so hopefully we'll be right. The wind could be excess of 30 k's an hour. That's pretty average wind. This may not get the smoothest of shots, although I have set it up to try and do that. I've got my scales, got me bulk charger, so one charger does all. I'm gonna have to make some decisions in terms of what weight I take. So I think I might strip it down to the barest of bare essentials. Only Telstra works on the island, but in case we have power outage, I've got the Spot Gen 3 as well. That sort of helps. But yeah, I've got some decisions to make. Done set. Tear it. Okay. 16.4 kilos. I gotta lose 1.5 kilos out of here. Alright. Right, stripping out redundant clothes wins me about 2 kilos back, which is nice. I can pack a couple of things in there. And we'll still see if there's anything else I don't strictly need. Alright, we've done some weight stripping. Let's see what she weighs now. I know my carry-on bag is underweight. Let's try this one. Alright. 13.8. I've come down a long way from 16. Right, that's comforting. Alright, quick bit of maths. My carry-on with pretty much just the essential batteries in it is 3.9 kilos. My check baggage is now 13.8. For a grand total of 17.7 out of a total of 21 that I can carry on. So we've got a little bit of room if I want to bring back a kilo of cheese or something. Although my photographer might have some room in her bag if I buy something, but we'll see how she goes. We're going to be pushing our limits either way. Okay, we're basically packed. We're extra lightweight now, or as lightweight as I can, and still bring a laptop and filming gear. I'm going to do a double check and make sure I've got the right camera gear in there. And we indeed have filters for the drone. I should have the controller. Even if I don't, I can still fly it on the phone, just a lot more slowly and a lot closer. But we're right. I've even gone to the point of removing the shampoo from the extra shampoo or from my toiletries bag. But I think we'll be good. I think we've got everything. I just realized a saving grace. These will be on my person and not in the bag, so that will reduce some weight. The Metro liner is about as noisy as a Beaufort, so we've got some hearing protection as well. And these are Bluetooth connected. This one I've installed an external boom mic on as well. So we'll be good. Alright, we have some more additions to the trip. I've got some lightweight meals, spoons, more stuff for the blisters. And I found one of these kicking around. It's not greatest, but it'll do for supplementary audio. I'd love to have one of those Rode mics, like Where in the World is Pierre has, but we're going to go with this for the time being. It's what we've got. Don't have time to buy a quality one in the meantime. So we will try and mix and match with audio, and I'll see if I can make this work as well. Anyhow, it's what I've got, and I think the day is almost upon us. Alright, a bit more for behind the scenes. We're on the way to Melbourne. Now, if I've done it right, the documentary should make it look like we took the steam rail all the way, but it didn't go all the way. So I had to come back home and take a train up another day, then take a tram. But we're on the way, not long from the flight now. And we're in Melbourne now, and next step is to take the 59 tram up to, I'm going to do that again. Yeah, Airport West, yeah. We'll wait for them.
Yeah, it's a small world, isn't it?
I've met him.
Alright, we'll come right to the very end of the Route 59 tram. We've got a hotel room here for the night. Now the documentary won't show this, but this is why this is behind the scenes stuff. But yes, we rode it all the way. The tram stops there, and there's a little changeover behind me here while they swap around and go back the other way.
But we could do it. I've got half price taxi card.
Yep.
And here we are on site of the at Essendon Airport, and this is the site of the Beaufort building. Wait till the car goes past.
It's all good. Definitely the home of the Royal Flying Doctors.
That's all right. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to be ready to get it. All we've got is the camera batteries.
Alright, found ourselves a dinky little hotel for the night. The flight has been bumped up to 11:30 in the morning, so we'll be landing at about midday instead of about 9 in the morning. That's a fair bit of time we're going to miss out on. Currently uploading footage back home over the VPN, so it's going to be fun. We're going to be a bit flat out tomorrow, so I'm going to get some sleep and have a leisurely breakfast in the morning. Alright, well, next morning we've got about an hour to wait till our taxi gets here. We had hammer drills at 6 in the morning. We're doing renovations, so a bit of an early start. I think, as I said before, flight's been bumped to about 11:30, so I've had a bit of a slower morning rather than a 5 a.m. wake up again, which, to be honest, I don't mind. But we're making sure to do all the breakfast and all the stuff we would have spent time on in the island. We're doing most of that now, so we can hit the ground running and get most of our stuff out of the way once we're there.
We're here at Essendon Airport. We're about to embark on a flight to King Island with Sharp Airlines on the metro liner we spoke of earlier. It's very likely we'll pick the same approach that A9-352 took, although that will definitely depend on weather. Our flight's already been changed once because of the weather today.
Alright, check-in's open. We're going to drop our bags, we're going to take off. Got woken up at 6 this morning from the gaming room getting relocated at the hotel. So anyway, I've opted for comfy shirt today.
Good morning everyone, welcome aboard Sharp Airlines Flight 922 down to King Island. My name's Max, I'm your first officer and the aircraft is under the command of Captain Malcolm Sharp. I'm now going to inform you of some of the safety features on board this aircraft, so I do ask for your full attention. In the seat pocket, you'll find a safety on board card. This contains vital information on what you should do in the very unlikely event of an emergency, including the brakes position. Please take of the buckle. It's a company requirement you keep your seatbelt fastened for the entire duration of the flight, as indicated by the fastened seatbelt and no smoking signs on the forward bulkhead. Occasionally, you'll hear the following sound. This is a normal operating function of the aircraft, so do not be concerned. Above your head, there's a fresh air vent. Once we have both engines running, you can rotate that anti-clockwise for fresh air. Please make sure any mobile phones or portable electronic devices are switched to flight mode, and a reminder that there is no smoking on this flight, including e-cigarettes. As for emergency exits on board this aircraft, these include 2 exits over the right wing, 1 exit over the left wing, and the forward entrance door through which you entered. In the very unlikely event of an emergency, please leave all carry-on luggage behind and follow the flight crew's instructions. Underneath your seat there's a life jacket and an oxygen mask. In the very unlikely event that we need oxygen, take the mask out from underneath your seat and insert it into the overhead outlet. Place the mask over your mouth and nose, secure the straps around your head, breathe normally. Make sure you pick your own mask before assisting anyone else. It's going to be about a 45-minute flight time down to King Island today. We'll give you an update on our arrival time and weather conditions in King Island a little later in the journey. Please sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. Thanks for your attention.
Looks like it's a little bit rough coming in. Pretty good. Thank you.
Enjoy your trip.
Yeah, we'll do. See you. here. It's windy and it's wet. Well, that's what we expected. We're here till tomorrow. It's lunchtime, we're a bit short on time, so let's see what we can do. We might find a feed and then go do some filming. Oh, this is a blast from the past. It's a T30 Extra. Drove one of these for a long time. Gonna be at home here. Alright, we're at the Curry Boathouse. A woman by the name of Caroline spent a lot of time and effort putting this together. It's a wonderful little stop off. I highly suggest you drop in and drop a donation in the box while you're around. Wonderful place for lunch, especially on an island like this where public spaces are a little limited. I'd love to get some good drone shots, but it is a little bit windy and I only have my mini drone and it doesn't like the wind too much, so we'll see what we can do for that. So it's lunch down at the boathouse. We haven't had a lot of time to film things yet, and this will be in the probably behind the scenes, and we're going to say a thank you to Carolyn for her efforts down here. She's definitely a lifesaver having the boathouse here. I managed to find some of the local cheese. I'm going to see if I can get some of this back home too, but this is a good cheddar. We've made it to the King Island Historical Society. We're about to go in and see what information we can find and talk to the local knowledge base. Without museums and volunteers that dedicate their hard work and their time, research like this in many cases simply would not be possible. These guys very much deserve your support. If you're ever near King Island, come and say hello to the crew. Okay, we're at the Curry Cemetery. This is a bit more of a somber place, so I'm probably not going to do much behind the scenes here, just out of respect for the fallen. So I would like to get some drone shots here, but I think I'm going to put the drone up at a height from the gateway. I don't want to overfly the cemetery, just for respectful reasons. So we're getting there. I'm enjoying having a familiar vehicle too. That is made the trip. Anyway, we need to go and find them and take our photos. This is proving to be some effort. We've got a bit of walking to do. Because the roads are not marked, we're going on, we do have exact sites, but we are quite sure how to apply them, and it's very windy and wet. Weather changes rapidly. A name that seems familiar is Chits. Died in 1958. Could well have been the family of the people that picked up the air crew. Okay, so we're more or less down to process of elimination now. It's not a huge cemetery, we're just going to cover the whole cemetery. I don't want to walk over grave, but there's one there I can't quite see. I'll come back to that on the next row. Definitely windy. Alright, we just spotted Snell, Edwards, Lee-Sue and Kildare. These are our guys. We noticed that the Office of Australian War Graves has been here and have fixed tags that say no alterations without prior approval. I appreciate that. Our quest is almost at an end. We've come here, we've taken our photos. All that remains now is to return to the mainland and and make our records correct. Interesting side note on the island, the background is considerably higher than where I've come from. I'm used to seeing 0.05 background radiation, where 0.11 it was 0.2 before. I'm not sure if it's the gravel on the road or what, but the island is somewhat more radioactive than normal. Alright, we've had a meal. I was downloading footage. I'm just wandering around and we're checking out some of the area while things are a little quiet and a bit slower. I haven't got to a couple of things I wanted to do yet, but doesn't matter, we're doing a documentary, so that's the useful thing. It's a really nice quiet town though. I see the attraction to moving here. Alright, made it to the hotel room. Now I have technology to plug in and charge, and hopefully we got enough good shots. Okay, well, it's the next morning. We're just packing everything up. Last minute backup charge for everything, and we'll be on the road again. And the weather does look a little bit better today, so if we, I'll go over some footage, and if we need to fill in some gaps, we will. Otherwise, it's a general B-roll day. Now, King Island, as you know, is very windy, and we've stopped down at Grassy, which is probably one of the windiest parts of the island. However, it is one of the most scenic parts. This is the Grassy mine. It's a tungsten mine. 10 years ago, this was full of water. It's been opened and closed for many years, and it's open again, which is a benefit to the island. It's actually employment. Right, so no surprises, it's still windy. Stopped for a quick look at the King Island power station. This is primarily diesel and solar. They do have some wind, and they have a battery bank. In addition, they also use flywheels for grid balancing and base loads and stuff. They're also got, I've heard there's an experimental wave generator somewhere around here. We won't have time to find it. This is not too bad. Alright, we stopped by the King Island cheese factory. I tried blue cheese for the first time, and sadly not a fan, but the smoked cheddar and the mature tasty is very nice. So I'm going to squeeze as much of that in the suitcase as I can. But yeah, the road runs right through the dairy, are correct? You come up this way, depending on where you go straight through the dairy. There's a lot more on the island than you would expect, and it's a pleasant surprise, I must admit. Alright, back from the cheese factory. I've got to get the taste of blue cheese out of my throat. It's not for me. Island larder for lunch, I think. Alright, so I managed to stop in with the Aussie bush cop. So I've got the Aussie repair guy, the Aussie bush cop, and he's been kind enough to show me around his vintage vehicles. Stop in for a bit of a chat. You should stop in and check out his channel. I'll stick a link in as well, and hopefully we can learn a bit more. Okay, well, we're back at King Island Airport. We're waiting our flight. It's windy, as it always is on this island. Mini drone was a bit of a challenge. The standard prevailing wind here is right on the limit of the ability of that drone, but we got what we got. We'll see if we try and make it work. Really only got an hour now to make anything right, so we've just handed back the hire car. So at this point, I shouldn't stop stressing about the footage. It will be what it will be. We've got some cheese, we've got a whole bunch of other stuff to bring back. I stopped and saw the Aussie bush cop. He's an interesting fellow to talk to. There'll be more about that too. There's a whole bunch of stuff to unpack. I've got a whole bunch of cheese from the cheese factory. That's going to be nice. And yeah, it's an interesting island. I think I might come back at some point. The allure of a remote island in a small community, huh? But yes, I'm trying to think if I really want to spend the money and ship the six-wheeler out here and spend a bit of time camping in that. That would be the interesting bit to see. Plus the people on the island will probably be interested to see a Victorian plate. Because this is technically part of Tasmania, everybody here's got Tasmanian plates on their vehicles. So yes, I drove an X-Trail with Tasmanian plates. That was interesting. So yeah, we've still got the flight back. I'm probably going to include that in the behind the scenes. It's going to be probably over an hour, I'd bet. But that's for the people that really get invested, I guess. And there'll be a bunch of other clips on the way home, I guess. But for the moment, I'm just going to chill, and we're going to get ready for aircraft, and I'm going to try and see if I can get some more B-roll. So that will be good if we can get away with that. This way.
You go ahead, me love, because I'll need to grab her.
Alright, thank you. Alright, hold up. Over there. Alright. Go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, where is 1C?
1C's right there.
Right there?
Cool. Alright, we're down safe. Bit more of a bump than I expected landing, but we're here. And the puppers that went in the hold, he survived well. Got to say hello to him really briefly when he got off. Back to the hotel overnight and then home tomorrow. And then weeks of editing. Alright, I didn't get around to closing statements last night. I was too tired. We just got to the hotel, we zonked out. And now we're making a leisurely trip home. I think we're probably going to take about 1 o'clock train, I think, which will go all the way through. So it'll be good. We've got a tram ride from here to Flinders Street Station. We hop straight on a V line, we'll go all the way home. So it'll be good. I think that's about it. I'm just tired as hell this morning. Had some woman about 3 o'clock this morning screaming like she'd been murdered, and apparently wasn't, but I don't know what it was about. Things have fallen off in the shower, but that's okay. Right, time to find a tram. Alright, so we're nearly home. I'm waiting to connect with the last train, which is about a half 45 minute trip, half hour 45 minutes. And yeah, we're just about home. So probably the next bit of this will be sitting on the editing desk. Although I do probably have to go to the museum and film some final scenes. So yeah, this is going to be a long making of video, but then again, it's been about 3 months of work to make this anyway. So we'll see how we go. Alright, we find ourselves sitting back on the desk at the moment, and this is pretty much the end of what is a marathon video. I'm going to cut it up into a bunch of small sections and release it for public. The hour and 15-minute long one that you're watching now is probably going to be members only, at least for a while anyway. So I'm going to get this finished, and I'm still waiting on additional photos and other information like crash site maps and stuff to come in from King Island Historical Society. And so yeah, well, when that happens, I'll finish the documentary. So if you guys are watching this, you're probably aware that there's a documentary coming or is already come out. So yeah, you'll see the end of that in the documentary itself. Anyway, I hope this was an interesting behind the scenes. It's been an exhausting few months. We'll see you in another video.